I told y'all earlier today, we were talking theme musics about sports. I told y'all I was going to have something for y'all for the free agent frenzy. Doing double duty, pulling double dip today. So here we go. VJ Wright on Sports with Light Conduct live on Spreaker.com right now. Thank you everybody for joining. My man Vince Wright, Big Smooth is already in. He like, let's roll. He's already in the chat box. He's excited. I'm excited. You got a lot of different people excited. Free Agent Frenzy live right now with your boy VJ Wright, hashtag 8515. The Big Vanilla Shack. The Blue Eye Barkley, Mr. Never Shut Up, VA's Top Talk Boy, the Big Vanilla Wafer. Y'all know the names, man. Y'all know what the deal is. And my man D Davis is in the building talking about I'm in here listening and playing 2K. Hold on. Let me just bring that back for y'all a little bit. Let me bring that. Look, we gonna bring that back for y'all a little bit. Right here. Here you go, Dwayne. Here you go, Dwayne. Is somebody calling already? I'm getting calls already. He gonna have to hold on one quick second. One quick second. He gonna have to hold on because I gotta do this for y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. NBA, NBC, NBA, on NBC, NBA, on NBC. I can see Jordan, Peyton, Barkley, Ewing, Shaq and Penny, my Pistons, Grant Hill, all the big stars are back. Rain Man, Gary Payton, Tim Hardaway with the UTEP two-step. Just listen. Don't this put you back in the 80s and 90s, y'all? Watching the NBA on NBC, man. Damn, I'm so mad that they blew that contract. Anyway, let's get going, guys. I got NBA TV up on all the screens here in the Sports Talk Batcave. My man Mark Mancini was the one just calling in. So let me, Hakeem, my bad, Vince. Big Hakeem with the dream. Hakeem with the dream shake. Yes. I can't really do a Marv Albert. But if I did a Marv Albert, that's exactly how Marv Albert would sound. So let's start right now. Only news that we see so far in free agency, I think Noah's signing with the Bulls. Noah from the Bulls is going to sign with the New York Knickerbockers. Let me tell you, I'm texting my man Mark Mancini from West Coast Sports Stables out here. He's the one who organized the celebrity game that I just played in. He's the guy that actually got me to play in the game. He's the one who called me up. Hey, we're having a celebrity game. We want you in on it. Do you mind playing this? No, dude, I'll get in. I'll play. I'll have a good time doing it. All that great stuff, man. Anyway, he's the guy. He'll be calling in. We do a sports talk show together. I missed his show today, and I know they talked free agency, so we'll get him to call back in. I know my dad, Dwayne, if you listen, which I know you are already, go ahead and call in, man. I'll tell you when to call in. Let me just get through with Mark first. I want to hear your opinions about your 76ers. A lot of people today, I heard a guy from Philadelphia, grew up in Philly, lives out here in Los Angeles, does sports radio and does actually YouTube sports television. He also said that he thinks that Harrison Barnes is heading to Philly. I'm not sure if he's just being a Philly head. I'm not sure if he's just being a Philly guy or what the case may be, but that was, what he put out today. So everybody's got a little taste of something here and there. I didn't think Horford had a shot at going anywhere but like the Spurs, Golden State, OKC, but the Pistons, my Pistons have jumped in there. There's a report out of Detroit that he's going to take a meeting with Detroit, which means he sees Detroit that if they add him, you have Reggie J at the point, which I think you could get a different point guard, but that's nor here nor there. You got Caldwell Pope. You got a bona fide stud in Caldwell Pope that's there now. Reggie Bullock is going to come off from Carolina. They just shipped Jody Meeks. Shows you what happens when you get hurt. You break a bone or tear a ligament. Jody Meeks can still flat out shoot the rock. They traded Jody Meeks for a second-round pick. They're clearing cap space to go after people. Guys, do not forget, Van Gundy was the smart genius in Orlando that was able to lure Hedo Turkoglu. He was able to lure Rashard Lewis. He was able to lure other Courtney Lee. He was able to bring guys in that got that Orlando team to a finals, and nobody saw that coming. Not even me. I didn't pick them to beat the Cavs that year. I don't know anybody but Orlando Magic fans that picked them to beat the Cavs that year, and they beat the Cavs in 6. And it would have been in 5 if LeBron doesn't hit the game-winning buzzer beater from like 30 feet out, which is one of the greatest shots LeBron's ever hit. I didn't even knock him that day. I went on radio that day and gave him props because it showed balls, it showed grit, It showed clutch. It showed toughness. All the stuff we want from our NBA players. Just like the shot he hit to save the series against Chicago last year from the corner. When Black was going to have him inbound the ball, and LeBron goes, I'm not inbounding shit. Somebody else take the ball out. You give the ball to me, and I'm taking the shot, and he hit the three. That series is going to be 3-1. Instead, it's 2-2. That's the same game Derrick Rose hits his three Derrick Rose hit his three to put them up 2-1. The following game, LeBron James hits his shot. So there's pieces out there, guys. It's not all about Durant, and that's what I want to get into. Noah, Horford, we got Whiteside out there. Whiteside looks like he's going to sign in Dallas. A lot of people think Lakers. That's what I hear out here, but I live in LA, so I take that all with something a little less than a grain of salt. I think Dallas works for him. They need a big man. They missed out on DeAndre Jordan. And check this. Maybe what happened with Jordan last year, it was a blessing for Dallas in disguise. Because I'll tell you something about Whiteside. Then I got my man I'm going to bring in here really quick, and we're going to get into this deep. When I look at Whiteside, I see two players. Now, people are going to say, you're bugging. No, just hear what I'm saying. If he gets proper coaching, which Rick Carlisle is, big man coaching, smart coaching, which Dallas can give him. They had Tyson Chandler there, and who didn't just catch lobs from Chris Paul like he did in New Orleans. He had Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd distributed the ball to everybody. He was more of an offensive back to the basket, jump hook, drop step, dunk kind of a guy. If Whiteside ever got a coach to really coach him of the ways of basketball, not just playing in the NBA. Basketball. He's young. Watch his body. Watch him flex. He looks skinny. There's a lot of muscle on that body. He could be Shaq. And I'm not saying Shaq's career, because you got to have a Kobe. And there's no Kobe's left. And he's not going to play with LeBron. He's not going to play with Steph. And he's not going to play with Clay. Those are the other better players. Westbrook. He's not going to play with those guys. So I see Shaq body-wise. Legitimately 7 feet tall, leaps out the gym, blocks anything in his way, dunks anything in his way, catches any alley-oop thrown to him, has a decent little, back to the basket, shoulder, boom, boom, little jump hook, boom, boom, up and under to the reverse hand, that type of, he's got a little bit of that, but he's young and he's raw. Or he can end up being DeMarcus Cousins. Head case, rebounds, shoots well, dunks on people, has an attitude, has an edge to him, has that dog in him, but he's a head case. And there's rumors about Whiteside out of Miami that he could be a little disconnected when being coached, disconnected with trying to be mentored and trying to be talked to. Bradley Beal is nearing a 5-year, $133 million max deal with the Wizards. You have got to be effing kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. But anyway, Whiteside is a key guy in this free agency. He's a key guy. I do a show on Tuesdays and some Thursdays when I can get in because I'm doing so much with stand-up and private security and working my store and comedy and doing all the things I'm doing sports talk. I don't get a chance to get with this guy enough. But this past Sunday, I participated in a softball celebrity game, went to a good cause for the Boys and Girls Club. I had an outstanding, just amazing time. I felt so blessed to even be asked to play with former major leaguers, radio guys, former Dodger stars out there. Tommy Davis was out there. Jay Johnstone's the guy that's done the show. I just felt blessed. And because of this gentleman, I was able to play in that game. We've done so much sports talk together. We've probably forget more than what we've remembered that we've talked to each other about. From the West Coast Stables on Blog Talk Radio every Tuesday and Thursday, 4 p.m. West Coast time. That's 7 p.m. back for all my people back on the Eastern Seaboard in the DMV. With the good old go-go music and the mambo sauce for the wings. Dwayne, come and get my wings, man. My man Mark Mancini's in the building. What's going on, Big Mark?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm really excited. I'm on one of the best shows there is right now. I'm blessed to be a part of it. And, boy, that softball thing was really something to watch and be a part of. And now it looks like one of those wrestling pay-per-views on a monthly basis. I know next month it's going to be for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Radio and TV personalities take on the stable. And on the other side of the coin, and I know dearly we are missing you. If I didn't have to worry about 5 guys going on the last team, this game I'm going to have to worry about not having you there to be a part of it. Because with Joey Heim and Michael Boyd leading the parade of guys on that side, they aim to take the stables completely apart.
Well, they're not going to take us apart. Y'all still going to whoop ass, even though I'm not going to be there. I have to go to National Association for Black Journalists Convention and event. On-the-spot interviews. I'm going to get a chance to market myself to over 200 different networks, radio stations, websites, channels. I cannot pass this up. Plus, I joined this organization. Like, I paid my dues, and I've put so much money into this. I would love to play. When I saw your text and it said July 31st, honestly, man, I was pissed. I'm like, damn, I'm going to miss that game. But we have the August 28th game coming up against San Francisco. We gonna whoop their ass too. They talking trash.
Well, I'll tell you, you've taken on the attitude our third baseman, Kirk Siegel, has taken on, and he really doesn't care who we play. And according to Michael Boyd, he's coming back to pick up something that he left at the field, which a few of us have basically told him there was nothing left, but it's his MVP trophy. We're blessed that Shannon Hurd now is going to be part of this July 28th coming in from Denver, Colorado. So this thing is going to be a bonanza, and you're right, August 28th is going to be another bonanza, and that's when San Francisco comes down, and hopefully by then we could be, after all these, we could be 3-0, and who knows who's stepping up to the plate in September.
Well, I'll make sure when the 28th comes, I'll be there, and I'll be prepared just like I was. Now, I'm going to just go buy my own glove. I thought this is a one-time thing, but we're going to be challenging these other networks or these other sports talk groups and stuff in softball. I need to go get me a glove, man, because about 3 of my 5 errors came from the simple fact that I was playing with a glove that was just too small for me. On the game, on the one that we could have turned a double play where you got the ball to me straight, the ball hits you right in the glove, and I drop it. Like, that was probably the most embarrassing thing I've ever done sports-wise in my life, other than getting probably beat for a touchdown in football, which only happened to me twice in my entire life of playing defense and covering a man. I've only been beaten for touchdowns 2 times and my whole life playing football. But anyway, I appreciated being there, and thank you very much for inviting me, and good luck to you guys on the 31st. I will be in D.C. doing some TV show recording for a barbershop special that I'm doing. I'm also doing something called a Brothers Banter, where myself and 3 other African-American black men who are in the sports talk anchoring business from Fox, ESPN, NBC Sports, and another varsity head coach from my home area. We're all going to sit down in a night spot, man, and have cameras and lighting, and we're going to do kind of like a sports reporter roundtable thing with your boy VJ Wright leading the charge. But anyway, on to NBA free agency. Durant's the big fish. We know that. I don't want to talk about Durant because there's disrespecting all these other guys who can go to some other teams who would have a possibility of being an instant contender with 2 of these mid-level B+, A- guys on their roster. So other than Durant, give me the names that you are eager to watch, the names that you are watching for to see where they sign and what they're going to do.
Well, we missed you on the show the last couple of days, and I know it's been kind of hectic, and your show's picking up steam, and we're so blessed that you're a part of it when you get in. But I know Joey Heim, a big Sixer guy, jumped in the show, along with Chuck Friedman and Michael Mays on one side, and then Fred Wallen and I were on the other side. The thing that's going on in New York is mind-boggling for Chuck, or basically for Fred Wallen and myself. We can't figure out what Phil Jackson's doing. I think the whole thing with Derrick Rose is just to create cap space to get him out of there in the year. Because if you remember last year, he brought in Robin Lopez, and now he gets rid of him. So I don't know what direction the Knicks are going. I know a good friend of mine, Arnie Spanier, basically said now if they get Joakim Noah there, the New York Knicks will be NBA champions in 2017. So my thought to him was, you got to put the peace pipe down. The Knicks aren't getting there even close to the playoffs, I think.
Put the weed, put the weed down, right? Yeah, put the weed down. I know.
Yeah. Well, and I think the big key is Joakim Noah because I like this guy, high energy and everything. I think he fits perfect in Los Angeles. The Lakers don't need a DeMar DeRozan. They need that old saying that Pat Riley coined was, no rebounds, no rings. You need guys that pound boards. You need the Horfords. You need the Noahs. You don't need the DeRozans. They got a lot of scorers there. So I think the Lakers, it would be nice to see Joakim Noah in Los Angeles. If he doesn't get that, I've heard Milwaukee, Minnesota, Chicago want him. And Minnesota would really go over the hump, because I'm saying Minnesota and Boston in 2-3 years, they'll both be contenders for NBA championships in respective East and West conferences. I don't know what Washington's doing. Washington has gone backwards. I know you alluded them to before. Durant is not going there. I don't think Noah's going there. But Washington's trying to, look in the mirror and basically say to themselves everything's okay when it really ain't. And they're just basically stepping up to the podium for their season ticket days, because I don't think anybody's going to the Wizards.
I like Noah to the Knicks. I think that's going to happen. I got a call today from a friend of mine in New York who does sports talk. Actually, Chris Broussard from ESPN is his mentor. And normally when he hits me up, I normally kind of take his advice and listen to what he's saying. They think Noah's going to sign there within the next 24 to 48 hours for about 17.5, 18 mil a year. I think that's a done deal myself. I talked to another journalist out here in LA, another one of my quiet sources. He told me from what he hears in New York, it's also the same thing. Him and Derrick Rose are really good friends. He likes Derrick Rose. He hated the fact that Derrick Rose and Butler had a lot of that chemistry issues. He has been a heart and soul of that Bulls team all those years. He was the guy out front getting in LeBron's face. Him and Nazir Muhammad were the guys that were the blue-collar enforcers, setting the key. They just couldn't get guard play, man, to get them over the hump, especially in that Eastern Conference Finals where they lost by 6, and they had home court. They depended too much on Derrick Rose, I thought, and didn't get more guys involved. I think Noah goes there. I don't think any other team has a shot at Noah. He definitely, I don't think, wants to come out this way. I think he wants to stay in the Eastern Conference. If you go to Minnesota, that doesn't do anything. They're not better than Spurs. They're not better than OKC if Durant stays, and they're not better than Golden State. And they're not better than the Clippers. They ain't better than the Clippers. So at best, you're a 5th, 6th seed, but then there's Portland. So now you might be a 7th seed. Who knows what Dallas does? Now you might be an 8th seed. Houston can bounce back. Now you're not in the playoffs. So I don't think he'll go there with the mileage that he's got on his body. I think he's looking to go somewhere and win now. I disagree with you on the Knicks. I like what the Knicks are doing. I like their moves. And the reason why I keep telling people, just relax and let King Phil, I call him Uncle Philip. That's Uncle Philip from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Just let him do his thing. It always works out. That's all we've ever seen. We've never seen it not work out with Phil. So why are we thinking it won't with the Knicks? He traded guys, got rid of got rid of cap, and cleared some room for new contracts to come in. He kept Melo. He drafted Porzingis, which everybody loves. A follow solid at the 2. They need a point. They need another big, they need another big guy. And if you put Noah in there, that solidifies their defense. That adds a different hustle to your team now. Noah is New York, man. Blue collar, grit, gonna do the dirty work for you. Don't mind getting his hands dirty for $1. He fits that perfectly, and the fans will fall in love with him. And then they need room for a point. They're not gonna win the championship next year, but in the NBA, during free agency, what you try to do, in my opinion, if you don't get Durant, you don't get LeBron, you don't get Westbrook, you don't get the top 5 or 6 guys in the league, and you already have a top 15 player, you have to put together 2 of the next 8 to 15, 16, 17 ranked players in the league on the same team and position yourself for a year or 2 away, i.e. my Detroit Pistons. Traded Jody Meeks, cleared up some cap room, went ahead and made a move to get Morris this year, which was excellent. Tobias Harris in the trade, which was excellent. And now there's cap room, and now you can look and say, okay, if we don't land DeAndre, I just found out that Horford's taking a meeting with them. I never thought Horford would have a shot going there. But if he looks at them and says, you know what, why go? If I'm going west, I'm only going to 2 teams. Golden State, OKC if Durant stays there, or if OKC leaves, I'm going to Golden State or the Spurs. The Eastern Conference is winnable if you add pieces to your team.
Well, I look at, there's 2 guys that I'm really looking at, and Pat Riley is the barometer of all presidents across the NBA. I think it's Pat Riley, and R.C. Buford of San Antonio, and then I think it's everybody else. And when you look at those two guys, when they get rid of people or they start to move people, then I think they know exactly what they're doing. Dwight Howard now is looking at $24 million a season. He's going to entertain offers from the Celtics and Hawks and a host of others. I think there's some crazy teams. I think Danny Ainge had a good thing going. I don't know what he did at the draft. A lot of people have said what he's done at the draft. He could have had Okafor, he could have had Nolan, and he screwed the whole thing up by taking a kid out of Cal, which I don't understand. And maybe he understands it, but half the city of Boston doesn't quite understand it. So on that front, I think Horford's going to be a match guy. From what I'm hearing, is Harrison Barnes could be going to Philly. And you know what? Harrison Barnes didn't show me a lot at Golden State in the finals. So if he goes to Philly, I don't know what he's going to do there. And like I basically told that to Joey on the show Tuesday, I don't care who they bring in Philly. Until Philly starts winning and shows me a winning foundation there, Philly will always be back in the draft every June.
Well, we'll see what happens. I'm a firm believer in Ben Simmons. I think Ben Simmons is a phenomenal talent. I think Ben Simmons is all that's advertised because I'm a guy that says just put on the game film. Forget all that stuff y'all talking, all the metrics and measurables and all this stuff. Remember when Kevin Durant was at the NBA Combine and they questioned his strength because he only did the bench press a few times and the weight was kind of light. Most Americans probably can bench press that and he couldn't do it that much, but he hasn't stopped anything that he's ever done in the NBA. The only thing that ever hurt him was a broken bone in his foot. The man, his strength doesn't matter. He just balls and just busts his ass night in and night out since the day he stepped into the league. How about a name like Whiteside? How about a name like Horford? Names like that are out there. I see now Chandler Parsons is taking visits. He's actually in LA. He's out here right now meeting with Portland as we speak. That meeting started right at midnight with the Portland Trailblazers. And see, that's what I'm saying. A team like Portland, from what I understand, Whiteside's going to take a visit to Portland. If you tell me Portland as Chandler Parsons and Whiteside, then I'm looking at them like, okay, maybe in a year or two, they might steal another free agent and be the Orlando of 08-09 that nobody saw coming. But you put together piece after piece after piece. You get camaraderie, everything gels, and then you catch a team that's supposed to beat you. And next thing you know, you blink twice and you click your heels and you're in the NBA Finals.
Well, you know what? I'm a big firm believer of Whiteside. I know Mays had brought it up on the show, and it was a character issue. But, you know, when we were talking about Whiteside, I really like Whiteside. I'd take Whiteside over DeMarcus Cousins for the simple fact this guy's a shot blocker. And, you know, character issues aside, I think he got more with DeMarcus Cousins. But I would invest in that Whiteside. You put him in an environment like the Lakers with, you know, 4 core guys. You got Ingram that is going to be another phenomenal player. I know some guys, you know, don't think so, but I'm a firm believer in that. Now you pick up maybe a Horford or something. You got 2 guys there. You got a rookie coming in. You got 4 guys that have been there, including Randall. I think the Lakers going 5th, 6th in the West. I think the Whiteside would be a good fit in Los Angeles. The question is, convince them that, you know, if you stay there a year, the team will progress and make a move. I think the team, you're going to start to see 2 teams sliding backwards. One of them is the Atlanta Hawks, and I think the other one's the Los Angeles Clippers. I think the Clippers, the wheels are going to come off the wagon. They're going to realize that they're going to have to get rid of somebody. And anybody thinking Durant's coming to play for the Clippers and it's going to be the Formula 4 is absolutely crazy. Because I think the Clippers are a backward organization right now. They can't get past the second round, and they've got to do something because they got to progress instead of start regressing. This team is almost like the Buffalo Bills of the NFL, where they get to a certain pinnacle and they can't get past it.
Well, Hassan Whiteside, I'm with you 100%. I like Whiteside no matter where he goes. But my comparison I used earlier, and I don't know if you were listening, but I said DeMarcus Cousins. He can either be DeMarcus Cousins or when I look at his body, and remember, he is raw, he's young. He just did 14 and 12 on 60% from the field, and he led the league in blocks with almost 4 blocks a game. That's insane in today's NBA, really. So if you add a big man coach that can help him, that can nurture him and teach him things, he can either be Shaq, and I'm not saying Shaq's career, but I'm looking at his body. I'm looking at when Shaq was young. Shaq wasn't a built guy. Shaq didn't put that muscle on until he got out here to L.A. And when he got serious about winning championships. That's when Shaq started hitting the weights. That's when Shaq had his private chef. I guarantee you, Hassan Whiteside does not have a private chef right now. I guarantee he's too young. He's not mature enough to know that he should have a private chef that's going to make his meals with the right amount of protein, the right amount of nutrients, the right amount of vitamin, because it helps your body grow. And then you have the weight staff, the weight training and the training staff who's on top of him about his supplements, his protein, his vitamins, his weightlifting. He's got that kind of body, man. So you think LA? I love that for the Lakers. I just don't think it happens. If I know I heard someone say it today that he's going to LA, and this is a guy that I trust, but I have to take it with a little less than a grain of salt because I live out here, and everybody out here thinks everybody's coming to LA. Everybody out here who's a Clippers fan think the Clippers are going to win every year, or that the Dodgers are going to get all. It's LA. It's like New York. New Yorkers always think their team's going to get every good player that's always available. It's just the moxie and the confidence and sports arrogance of a city. Certain cities are just like that when it comes to certain sports. I like Dallas also, and I said this earlier on the show. Think about the type of blessing it might have been that the Dallas fiasco with DeAndre Jordan went down the way it went, because you didn't get Jordan, but you have a chance to get a younger player who you can really groom and you can really school, who can be better than Jordan. He averaged more blocks than Jordan. He was in the top 5 or 4 in rebound. Like, he's right there when I look at Whiteside. Dallas fits to me. They're young. They're rebuilding. Mark Cuban loves to spread money around. No state tax. He can have a big, beautiful home. I mean, he can live the life out there, and he would be the future cornerstone player for the Dallas Mavericks. He won't be that for LA because LA just took Ingram. LA has Russell from last year. LA has Randall from a year ago. I mean, he won't be that here. So I don't know if he's looking to win. And I won't say it that way. I'll say it like this. I don't think he's looking to win. I think he's young and he's looking to cash in now. He's looking to financially secure himself, if he's smart, for the rest of his life and the rest of his family's life. He'll think about winning. Normally, young guys, man, don't think about winning. They're having fun and they want contracts and shoe deals and they want to sleep with all the hot, like, groupie chicks that are out there. They're not really thinking about winning.
No, you're absolutely right. And, it's going to be interesting, but I think the Lakers are in the mix for somebody. I think whether it's Noah, whether it's Whiteside, whether it's Horford, I really think they're going to get somebody there. I bet, to really contribute. They got a good core. Kobe's money's freed up now. Nash was freed up. You got a good coach that everybody respects now with Luke Walton. So I think the Lakers are going to have some, something to play with in this thing. The one guy that, I wouldn't count him out, and a lot of people don't, think, he'll end up down there, but I wouldn't put it past him, is if Durant ends up in Miami. I know the odds could be 14-1, but, behind San Antonio and Golden State.
Why would you go to Miami? Just you have to break that. I've heard that, but I don't see that at all, especially being that Wade is putting out these fillers that he's unrestricted. Wade's unrestricted. Wade's name's not even mentioned. Wade's unrestricted. Wade can go anywhere he wants to go.
Wade could go to San Antonio. He's entertaining offers at Dallas. But at his age, I don't think Miami is going to miss him. I mean, he's on the backside now, and Miami needs to retool. And I love Wade. The thing is, Miami's got to do something in case Bosh doesn't come back. They really got to do something. They're going to lose Whiteside, it looks like. Riley's the guy that gets his team in the thick of things, and we saw what he did with LeBron James. He came down there, they won championships, even though he was a hired assassin. But I really think when you look at this whole thing, don't count Miami out. Miami could land them, and, Boston's another one. I think the Warriors are going to start to see they're going to go down on a decline now.
Okay, hold on. We got to back up. We got to back up. Why Boston? These teams you're naming, you have to break it down for me. I can't just hear a team like that and think, okay, yeah, Durant will go there. I don't think they have a shot.
You want to surround yourself with somebody that either has some potential good ownership, a team that can progress. When I look at Boston, they got a ton of guys now over there, young guys you can build around. Easier to get through to the East. Maybe this is a stepping stone where you can bring Westbrook in, and who knows? I mean, the Lakers, it's a marquee city. Granted, you don't need the big city to make shoe deals and everything, but I just think LA can take over the town. Miami can take over the town. Boston. I don't know what the love affair everybody has with Golden State, because Golden State showed me in the finals that they're going backwards now. And, when you look at Curry, when you look at Thompson, I've always said this, and it's, you can agree to disagree when we bring these things up. The Warriors are like a car chase. 15 minutes of fame. It was shown in the finals, and now you're going to start to see a decline here. If they lose Harrison Barnes, other key components will go. Maybe Livingston, who knows if Iguodala. They've already lost Luke Walton. They brought in Mike Brown to replace him. I think the Warriors, they really, shot themselves when they went 73-9. And the question remains as a Warrior fan is, if Cleveland had their whole team intact the year before, what's to say they couldn't beat the Warriors again? So I really, I'm looking at the Warriors in a different view right now.
I disagree totally. Now, the Warriors, Curry was hurt, man. I don't understand why people don't act. They're acting like he wasn't. Curry's hurt. They didn't have Bogut the last 3 games. There was nobody to protect the rim. They didn't have Draymond Green in a game that they should have closed out and won the championship and didn't do so. I think Golden State's still just fine. I think Golden State is still a team to be reckoned with next year. Even if they assemble the exact same team they put out on the floor, they're going to be the 1 or the 2 seed in the entire NBA. It's not going to. They're going to win another 62, 63 games next year. This year was definitely wasn't a fluke. I'm on the opposite end of that. I think Golden State's for real. You don't lose that touch, man. You don't lose that shooting. Things got a little tight. They wanted a little easier last year. It was a different team. You got to think about it like this, too. They played a different team, and they were up 3-1. They were up 3-1, man. In 3 games, I can't say to myself, oh, well, those 3 games showed me the last 48 months was a fluke. I can't say that. That's just, that's not me. I definitely can't say that. Just something real quick, so I want to ask you this quick question. 2013, 58 million. 2014, 58. 2015, 63. 2016, 70. 2016, 17, 94. And 17, 18, 107. Is this good or bad that the salary cap keeps going up like this in the NBA?
Well, I think it to a certain extent it might be bad, because when you look at the NBA today, I think there's a handful of guys maybe that you can put on both fingers or hands and say they care. I mean, if I told you, give me 10 guys in the league that really care, you'd be hard-pressed to come up with 10. And I think that's where the problem lies, is we've got guys coming in here for the money, and the motivation factor is gone. We looked at the NBA years ago. We had guys that come out there. You remember the Bad Boys, and I can remember the old Milwaukee Bucks. We can remember the Celtic teams, the Laker teams, the Denver Nuggets, and some of these teams. Now you're hard-pressed to come together and find anybody. I think it's more of a star-driven league than it is, a team game. I think the stars get elevated, whether they play in a big market or a small market. I think when I look at teams like Philadelphia and the Knicks, I think they should be ashamed of themselves, charging enormous prices for tickets. One of the shows we had Pat Williams of the Orlando Magic on, and I think it was Captain Jet that basically was invited by Pat Williams down to Orlando for a courtside game of his choice, because he basically thought the NBA was a joke in New York, and it was a joke in a lot of ways, because the Knicks charge high-priced tickets and they put an inferior product out. So I think when you look at the NBA with the salary cap expanded, I think you got to do something where you got to at least generate interest and promote your teams rather than just promote your players. Now, if you take that same scenario, I've gone back and forth, and we've disagreed on this one. I think baseball's got some serious problems. when you look at the Angels that are 20 games out, and you got 3 months of a season that still go, how are you selling tickets in Anaheim? A lot of teams are done right now in baseball, and baseball refuses to push that thing forward, except the Mickey Mouse one-game playoff that does no good. I mean, one-game playoff is no different than having a team 40 games out by Mother's Day. You're only going to extend your season one game to get knocked out. So I think sports in general is really going to take a look at it. I think the NFL is doing good with it. They get it. They try to make sure what the fans like, they give.
What do you think it means?
To move in that direction.
What do you think it means for the
basketball
NBA?
And baseball just don't get it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think it means for the NBA? Before we finish up real here, because I got some other calls. Oh, by the way, chat room is open on my show right now. Raynell says that you were playing like there were scouts out there watching you Sunday. She thought you had so much energy. Dude, she talked about your energy for the rest of the day. She's like, because that's her first time meeting you. She's like, oh, no, actually, it isn't. But you didn't get a chance to really talk to her when we did the sports bar thing. When we did the sports bar thing that one Sunday, and I hosted the show for all of us, she kind of sat off to the side, but she's never seen your energy. And I told her, I said, that guy's like that all the damn time. That guy, and she sat next to your wife most of the game. So they talked back and forth, and she's like, yeah, he's been wired for this game. Your wife told her that you'd been wired for the game, man, for weeks on end. But she talked about your energy. I said, yeah, your in the park home run was awesome as shit, dude. Like, the way you were rounding those bases, like, you were really digging in, doing it right. I was half-assing, just kind of I was trying not to pull something the entire game. You were out there really hauling ass, man. And she wanted to just give you props on that.
Well, I appreciate it. It was nice to really see the Stables without a practice come together and just, when you looked at Otto Graham, when you looked at Baltimore Blaine, when you looked at some of these guys and really come together in a game that we didn't know what it would turn out to win like that, it's simply amazing. And I look at this team, and it's dangerous from top to bottom. I mean, with Matt Scalacci out there pitching and you at first, and, it makes it that much sweeter. And now, without one guy to contend with that's going to talk up the chatter, we've got two guys to contend with Michael Boyd and Joey Heim on the other side. This thing is going to get interested, and, you start to bring some of the guys with that Joe had an influence in a town of sports radio where he was an icon. This thing is going to simply be tremendous with radio, TV guys, and I think it's going to pack the place. And furthermore, I really think the Stables will get another win somehow, some way. I'm not saying it's going to be a 31-13 game, but I think we find a way to pull it out, and it'll be interesting. And hopefully, we can put a second loss on Michael Boyd.
No doubt, man. Listen, I appreciate you joining the show tonight, man. I got about 3 or 4 more people lined up that want to get in. I love you, brother. God bless, and I'll be in touch with you, man.
Thank you very, very much. It's one of the best shows on there. Keep up the good work. Love you.
Thanks a lot, man. My man Mark Mancini, Sports on Blog Talk Radio. So you hear his opinions. You hear his opinions and how people are thinking. You think Whiteside has all these shots at these different teams to go to these different... I don't think so. I don't think he's going to any of those teams. I think Whiteside's going to Dallas or the Lakers. I think Noah's in New York. I think the Noah to New York thing, I think, is just about done. As you see, Bradley Beal, they're not even going to let Bradley Beal get the free agency. The Washington Wizards, that is. They've locked him up. 5-year max. That 5. Everybody's looking for 5. Look for those numbers, guys. 4 or 5 are the numbers that you're going to see with the big numbers behind it. 5's going to be about 130 to 145. 4 is going to be anywhere from 122 to 130, 131, maybe 118, 119, in that range. Max is the 130 over 5 years is the max. So they want to lock up Bill, but that means nothing. They could trade Bill 3 years. If this thing doesn't work out with Bill and John Wall, there's at some point they're going to have to break it up, and that contract somebody else will be taking. So, my man Dwayne Davis is listening. Dwayne, when you're ready, go ahead and call. Put the 2K controller down. Stop playing that unrealistic whack-ass basketball game on Xbox or PS3, everything. We get Nintendo when I come home. We playing double dribble. And we playing Jordan versus Bird. And we playing Bulls versus Blazers. Y'all remember Bulls versus Blazers on Super Nintendo? That was the shit, man. But other names out there too that I want to bring up. Dwayne Wade. No one's talking about Wade. Wade's unrestricted. Wade can go anywhere. And I know people trust in Pat Riley. If they lose Whiteside, would Wade really want to come back if they can't land another big name? I don't think Durant's going there. People keep saying Durant's name. I honestly don't think that Durant is going to end up in Miami. I think Durant is going to one or two teams. I think he stays where he is. And I don't think he does a 1-1. Now, I'm going to tell you something that someone else told me, so I don't want to make it like I'm the guy that figured it out, but he kind of put this bug in my ear. And he's been high. Durant's going to sign 4 or 5. Durant's going to sign 4 or 5. No, he's not. He's going to do a 1-1. No, he's not, VJ. He's going to sign 4 or 5. No, he's not. He's going to do 1-1. He goes, I'm going to tell you why he's going to do 4 and 5. And I'm like, please tell me. Why would he do 4 or 5 with the money going up higher next year? That foot injury that Durant had, Durant's very lucky. I don't know if most people know this. Durant is very lucky to even be playing basketball with that Lisfranc bone injury that he had. That is the same injury that ended careers. It ended Deion Sanders' career. It ended Yao Ming's career. It was a problem through their career. It ended Marcus Ginyard, who played at Carolina, who his older brother played at Georgia. I know a lot of athletes who've had this injury. Soccer player. It pushed back Fernando Torres, who plays in EPL, who plays for the Spanish national team. My personal favorite soccer player of today. My favorite of all time, I think, is Messi. But my guy today, my young gunner, my dude in soccer, I mess with Fernando Torres. He also plays with Atletico Madrid right now. But my man, Dwayne Mean Guy Davis. That's how I got you on my phone. I got you saved as Dwayne Mean Guy Davis. I think you should use that if you ever decide to take my advice and go into sports talk. But you, my friend, are one of the most knowledgeable, one of the most passionate, and one of the best basketball fans that I know. We know Durant's out there. I don't want to talk Durant. That's the big fish. Other names of guys that you think could really change a team and names that you're kind of looking for.
The one that I'm watching them talk about right now, NBA TV, Dwight Howard.
Really?
Where is he going? I feel like I agree with you. I think the best bet for him to go is the place where nobody's talking about him going, Cleveland.
Yep.
If he goes to Cleveland,
I thought that Dwight never really wanted to win as bad as a guy of his skill set and talent level should want to win. I thought he played around too much, had too much fun. We know how much he loves the ladies. He got like 7 kids by 6 different women or some shit like that. I mean, his baby mama drug him all through Instagram. He's been caught with 17-year-olds flying him out to come chill with him. I mean, he does a lot of what you and I from our hood would call bitch ass stuff. That's what he does. He does a lot of lame ass stuff. For a grown man that's got that kind of money, he does a lot of lame ass stuff. But if you put him in Cleveland, that is LeBron's, not only his town now, that is that man's state. That man owns that state. You keep your mouth shut. You take a back seat. Watch LeBron how to win. Watch LeBron work. Watch LeBron portray himself as a man in the public. Watch LeBron carry out himself through the day. And then get your ass in the gym. Focus. Leave the hoes alone. Stop smiling so much and having fun and get serious about winning. If you ask, honestly, he's a 4th on that team. I think J.R. Smith would take more shots per night than he would. LeBron's taking the most, or Kyrie, whatever night it is. If Kevin Love's staying there, he's the 5th now. But you fit right in. The expectations aren't on you to be Dwight from Orlando or the Dwight that got traded to L.A. or even the Dwight that signed as a free agent for all that money in Houston. I think that's a perfect fit for him.
Well, one of them will have to go, though, if they bring him in, because he still will command some type of money. So it's either Kevin Love or
Love's gone.
Tristan Thompson. Somebody has to go.
Love's gone. Love's gone. Tristan Thompson's not going nowhere. Love's gone, though. I honestly think Love is out the door. He's packed his stuff. If he had an apartment or a little condo he's just renting, because I know when you play for some teams, sometimes you don't buy a house there because you don't know if you're going to be there. You rent out a place. I guarantee you his place is packed and that he's left Ohio. I would put money that none of his belongings are in the city of Cleveland anymore. Dead serious. Let me throw some names at you. LeBron, unrestricted. Does he leave or does he stay?
He's staying. man. He's not going nowhere now.
Conley, unrestricted. Does he leave or does he stay?
He should leave.
Where?
He probably should leave because
Where?
I don't know.
Give me some. Give me some. Let your basketball mind flow, bro. I know it's late back east. I know I got you up late.
Actually, you know what? No. He'll go to Dallas.
Dallas.
He'll go to Dallas.
I like that.
Because your man D Will has to go. That dude stays hurt more than Conley.
I like that.
Yeah, he'll go to Dallas.
Andre Drummond, restricted. The Pistons can match anything that anybody offers Andre. He's restricted.
He's not going nowhere.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Going nowhere.
I hope not.
He grabs everything.
I hope not.
He grabs everything.
Yeah.
No way he's gone.
Al Horford, unrestricted.
I've been hearing his name in Dallas too. They've been talking a lot about him being in Dallas too.
You know what my beef with Dallas is?
That wouldn't be too bad with him, Dirk. I mean, who the hell is their shooting guard though?
Matthews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not hurt. He balls.
No, exactly. He busts his ass. He don't just ball. When he's not hurt, he busts his ass.
Yeah.
Let me tell you my problem with Dallas. I can't understand why they keep flaking on free agents. Tax-free state. Mark Cuban is a celebrity. He'll give you anything that you want. You can buy the biggest house, one of the biggest house of any pro athlete in America, living out there on your salary because
$200,000.
Yeah, square foot damn house you can buy. I mean, why is it that they keep flaking? Is something there? There's some. I'm just a guy that if like for instance, you hear me say this on Facebook all the time. If you're over 35, over 34, 33, and you're single, but you blame it on everybody else, it's probably you. It's probably you. Especially if you fine. If you fine and you be posting your little pictures and you got a little booty on you, got nice big breast, you pretty, your kids are grown up now, and you're always, this is me in the house on a Saturday. Wish I had someone. Don't have a bae in my life. My ice cream's my bae. And I always think, well, damn, she fine as hell. Like, huh? You mean no good dudes have approached her? Like all dogs? No, it's probably you, young lady. Or sir, it's probably I ain't ready to settle down. These women be bugging. Nah, you be humping too many girls in line and getting caught. That's what that shit means. That's guy code. These women, they crazy. Nah, these women aren't crazy. Men make women crazy. I'm a man, I gotta back the women on that. Women aren't crazy. The shit we do and the lies we tell and get caught in is what makes women crazy. But when I look at Dallas, once again, I'm like, why do they keep flaking? No state tax, beautiful weather, beautiful women, great restaurants, great nightlife scene. Cuban's a celebrity. He'll give you what you want. You don't have a chartered plane from American Airlines. You have the Mark Cuban jet that you fly around on with sheepskin suede seats and shit. Why do they keep flaking?
I have no idea.
Yeah. And that was more of a rhetorical question, but...
He probably actually rubs a lot of people the wrong way, just him running his mouth. If you're already on the team, though, it don't really do too much, you know what I'm saying? Whoa. The Blazers offered Chandler Parsons max contract.
Yeah. David Aldridge, they're meeting him. David Aldridge already reported on that. They're meeting him right now. They're sitting with...
The Lakers have offered Timothy Mozgov 4 years, $65 million.
Yeah, man, money's going around. And Mozgov is a big body who can get boards. The Lakers need blue collar help right now. They got too many guys that were heralded to be the star. Think about it. 2 years ago, who was going to save the franchise? Randall. Last year, who's going to save the franchise? Russell. This year, who's going to save the franchise? Ingram. You got top 2 picks over the last 3 years. The Lakers might not have room for a big ego superstar right now. Seriously. And that's just knowing the NBA the way the NBA and the way LA and living here and being an athlete here works. A guy like Mozgov who can run pick and roll, who you don't have to tell play defense, you don't have to tell to rebound, you don't have to get on him for those things. And he has a great 10 to 12 foot face up jumper. He does. So maybe the money you might go, well, $64 million. Dude, 64 ain't nothing to 133.
That ain't nothing right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's nothing right now. So Hassan Whiteside. Unrestricted. Where does he go? He's leaving Miami, so we can skip that part, staying or leaving. Where does he go?
Again, another guy they talking about in Dallas, but I was going to argue Lakers until I just seen that on the screen.
I don't think they want to spend. I think the Lakers are saving their max money. And see, this shows you the due diligence of GMs. I always say, and I know you've seen this and heard me say this and seen the post before, most GMs in the NBA have no idea what they're doing for the future. They're all thinking about now. You can always tell when a GM is thinking about the future. That Mozgov also offer, you know what that tells me? They're saving that 133, 130, 135, 5-year, 4-year deal. Whoever they're going to bring in, they're saving that. And they don't want to give it to Whiteside. That's what that tells me. Or they have an inside ear that Whiteside's going to sign in Dallas. I was going to say Dallas. I'm going with you on the Dallas move. I think he's in Dallas. And Chandler Parsons, yes, he's meeting with he just met with the Clippers out here in LA. He's out here in LA right now. They had dinner at Mastro's in Beverly Hills tonight. They just met tonight. So yeah, they put the offer on the table. And David Aldridge said earlier tonight that he thought they were going to offer him a max. They were prepared to offer him a max deal, and they did.
He's on Portland, right?
And I tell you this also. There's a speculation that Whiteside's going to take a meeting with Portland. Whiteside's a big name. I mean, because if you're looking at Whiteside, you're thinking about the future. You're not thinking about next year. Guess who's going to win a championship next year, guys? Golden State, Cleveland, the Spurs, or wherever Durant goes, depending upon what team. Those are the 3 teams winning it. So if you're not getting any of those guys, or you're not getting a collective amount of guys to be better than those 3 teams, don't think about 2016, 2017. You should be thinking, you should be thinking about 2018, 2019. If you're some of these teams that are looking to sign a Batum, Bill, I think Bill's going to stay, a Whiteside. Guys like that, I think you're looking in the future.
Earlier, I heard that they were talking about, I guess, depending on what Durant does, they were talking about OKC looking at Al Horford.
Yeah.
If they get him, and I've already said this, though, for some reason I just feel like next year, wherever Kevin Durant is, they're winning. I got this awful feeling that that's what's going to happen, barring that Dwight Howard goes to Cleveland.
Dwight Howard's not going to Cleveland. That's where you and I like him. I think that doesn't have a shot at happening. I don't think he goes to Cleveland. I think, honestly, LeBron might kind of look and go, nah, we're good. We're cool. We'll get somebody else. We'll get, if they lose Love, I don't think you need to replace him with Dwight. That's where you and I think is a smart move for him. He has taken a meeting with the Hawks and somebody else. He's already scheduled 2 meetings.
Well, we go to the Hawks, though. He's not going to be there.
He's from Atlanta. He's from Atlanta.
Yeah, I understand that. But they said he's talking about he wants to win. He's not going to win there.
Let me ask you this.
You're going to bring in Dwight Howard. You got a point guard that I don't think is actually better than Teague. I just think he's more aggressive than Teague. And then Bazemore tonight probably won't even be there because he's out here. They just say he was visiting somewhere. So it's like, what the hell do you really have, Atlanta?
Nicholas Batum, unrestricted. DeMar DeRozan, unrestricted. From everything.
Right back, right back. And where was Batum at?
Batum's in Charlotte right now. But he's unrestricted. But I know Detroit's looking at him. I know Portland's looking to bring him back. I know the Knicks are looking at Batum. I mean, there are a lot of teams. That's what I'm saying. There are a lot of teams, man, that if you really look to the future, if you really look to the future.
What type of money do you have to pay him, though?
Say that again?
What type of money do you have to pay him?
Well, it depends on what the contract. I mean, it depends on what the contract wants. And, it depends on what the contract, calls for.
What they negotiate. What I'm saying, what type of money does he? You know what I'm saying? What type of money does he?
40, 50. 40.
Does he bring in I'm seeing these numbers for somebody like Lonzo, 40 to 65? Is that him?
40, 50 million. If you ask me to put a dollar amount on it, 40, 50 million.
Okay.
Yeah, I like 40, 50 million. Also, too, real quick, I think DeMar DeRozan stays. I thought he was out of there, but for what I understand, if they offer him a max 5-year deal, he's gonna take it there. And there's no, he doesn't have the American tax. Also, too, so
he's not leaving. That's if I heard this right when I turned this on, they were already in the tail end, like they think that they'll have a deal done with him by the end of the night.
A deal done with who?
DeRozan. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he'll be a Tar. That's what I figured. Okay, so he's gonna stay in Toronto, and he was he was telling the truth all along. He all along he said that he wanted to stay. He said I want to stay here.
I mean, why leave? He doesn't strike me as a guy that really cares about winning chips and trying to get money. I mean, we all know some out of them in the NBA.
No, I agree with you. I can agree with you. Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with you. But I mean, he's still young though. I just made that point about Whiteside a minute ago. I think when you're young in pro sports, especially in the NBA, I'm gonna just say it, man. And people might think I'm going back on how I feel about players being committed or whatever quotes I've said before. But what I really think is that when I look at young players in the NBA, I think they want money first. Secure your finances first. Because if you're a young player and you're a stud, most likely you got drafted to a bad team. You're not meaning, you're not winning. Excuse me, not meaning. You're not winning anything, soon. So secure your money, secure your future. They're talking 5 years. I think 135, 140, somewhere in that range. And who knows? Maybe he's disgruntled 2-3 seasons from now and he wants out. And they get out of the contract and they don't have to pay him anymore. And he realizes he's not going to win there. And maybe that time another team is taking over for the Spurs or an OKC. There's no telling what Westbrook's going to be next year. I mean, you got to really look to the future. And maybe he doesn't need to win right now. But, on the flip side, I think a guy like Dwight, he's coming into year 12? Year 13? He needs to win. Dwight needs to win right now.
What about your man, HB?
Oh, man, HB.
I keep hearing the six and stuff. I don't really like that move.
I think that was just a Sixer guy. I do a show, not with Mark, the guy you heard. The guy he was talking about that said that is another sports talk guy, sports coverage guy out here. He's from Philly. So I take that once again with half a grain of salt as far as...
I heard it. I heard it on. They spoke about it on ESPN one day.
Really?
Well, all this hit like that. Billy was talking about offering him max.
Well, I'll tell you this then. Okay, if let's go with that, he might go there. So what's the thought process on it? I would say it all depends on whether these other big names and big men that they've been drafting are ready to go. And are you going to keep Okafor or move Okafor? Because if you're going to move Okafor, I don't like the move. But if you're going to keep Okafor and now you have Ben Simmons and you still have Embiid, they haven't moved Embiid. And I'm missing the name. Who's the other guy? There was Embiid and then there was another player
Noel.
Who? Noel. Norris Noel. Yeah, exactly. Noel. You're right. Noel. Norris Noel. So if all these guys are ready to go and you're telling me you're going to add HB to that, yeah. But if you're telling me they're going to move Nerlens Noel and they're going to move Okafor, hell no.
I don't like that, though. Because I guess now you're telling me that Ben Simmons is going to be playing the point then.
Well, he can.
Because him and Harrison Barnes are in the same position.
Well,
I'm guessing he's going to have to play point at that point.
Yeah, well, he's gonna slide up though. Harrison Barnes just has to slide up. If Ben Simmons, listen, you let Ben tell you where he's playing. Like if you're Philly, listen, where you want to play, kid? You want to play the 3? You want to play the 4? You want to play the 2? You want to run the point? He can do it. He can do it. He can run the point. What is he, 6'9"? Well, they say 6'10", so I say 6'8.5", 6'9". That's Magic. That's Penny Hardaway. That's LeBron running the point. That's Kevin Durant bringing the ball up and running the offense. It's the same. That's the NBA today. So I don't look at that as a bad thing at all.
I do when you ain't got to do everything shoot like that. Ain't got no two yet. No real two.
Well, you're building for it. Once again, like I said, you're building for the future. It's not about this year. It's not about right now. It's okay, if we can get HB, we're going to keep all these guys. Let's do it. Hey, let's say they win 30 games next year. Okay, boom, next move. What's the next move? We're back in the lottery again. Maybe we get the second, third pick again. We get another stud. Now we can move one of these other guys if we want to. Or, hey, let's trade that pick and let's see if we can get a veteran to come out here and work with these young guys who just won 30 games. Now maybe that veteran's worth 12 wins. That following year, 2017-18, now we're 42-40. We're a 500 team when we just won 17 games 3 years ago. I mean, it's a building process there. I don't think you can fix it all in one year. Listen, I'm gonna get my other man in here real quick, man. I'm not gonna go too long tonight. I just wanted to. I felt like I let my basketball fans down because we got talking football today, and you know what that happened. Once I get talking football, everything else stops, man. So get you some sleep, homeboy. Thanks for staying up. I appreciate the love, dog.
All
right, please. My man D Davis. I call him Mean Guy D Davis. Get my man Rob Bread in here right now. Evan Turner, where does he go? Ooh, nice one right there. I like that one. I don't know about Evan Turner, man. I'm still waiting for Evan Turner. You know, it's like Michael Carter Williams. I'm still kind of waiting for him, man. I really, really am. There's a few other players in the league. Gilchrist Gilchrist is another one. Michael Kidd Gilchrist, man. He's another one. I'm waiting. These are young players I really, really like. These are young players I really, really like, and I'm just waiting for these guys to come of age. So when you ask Evan Turner, who knows? Well, I mean, maybe he goes to Golden State. Maybe he goes to the Spurs. Maybe he goes to a team that's ready to win now, or just recently. Maybe he goes to Cleveland. Maybe he goes into Cleveland and he comes off the bench. You can't play the two behind. Or maybe they tell JR, hey, you won 6 Man of the Year before. You got a championship now. We're going to move you back to the bench so our second unit's stronger, especially if we lose a Mozgov. We're going to move you to the bench and we're going to bring in Evan Turner. You need a two guard. You need a guy who can score. You need a guy who can defend on the wing. I like the Knicks. The Knicks have space at the two guard. They have an open spot right now for a two guard. And it's official with Timothy Mozgov. He has signed with LA. And I like that. That shows you Mitch Kupchak. They're not going to be pressed to throw money at guys. They're not going to be pressed. They're not going to win the championship. But you bring in Timothy Mozgov, you don't have to tell Mozgov to rebound. You don't have to tell Mozgov to play defense. You don't have to tell Mozgov to take care of the basketball. Those are things he already naturally does. Those are things that he actually does. He knows what to do out there. You add a guy like that, doesn't need the ball every night. He's not going to bitch about possessions. He's not going to bitch about being a star. It is a huge contingency of his nationality out here in Los Angeles. So I'm pretty sure he knows there's restaurants that he can eat at. There's dry cleaners that are run by people from where his home and where he's from. Like, that stuff matters in free agency. I tell people all the time, these European guys, don't ever think, man, that that stuff doesn't play into it. I remember when Ovechkin was being courted to re-sign with Washington, people said he's comfortable in Washington. Huge Russian society out there. Russian restaurants, Russian clubs, Russian women. The stuff he likes, the stuff that's going to make him comfortable staying here. And what did he do? He re-signed with the Washington Capitals. When a lot of other teams were trying to get him, that stuff matters. So you get a guy like Mozgov out here. They're going to extend offers also to Clarkson. They're not letting Jordan Clarkson go. I'm watching the headline right now on NBA TV. But I also want to bring in my next guest, man, real quick here before we wrap up a little bit here tonight. I first met this kid when he was about 15 years old. He used to come in one of my jobs and just talk sports to me all the time. And I always told him, I said, you're a young dude, man, but you got a real good sports mind. You know your shit, man, and you're going to be okay. You're an A student. You'll go off to college in some mass production program, and you'll be on TV talking sports. And I told him, I said, when I get a TV show, I'm going to have you on. And I had a local, nothing too huge. It's just a local cable access television show that I did back in Connecticut. And I had him on about 4 or 5 times. and he actually would come on and debate with guys that worked at ESPN and guys that worked at other radio news affiliate. Like, he held his own. His name is Ryan Howe, but all the honey dips like to call him Rye Bread, so I call him Rye Bread.
BJ, thanks for having me tonight.
It's all good, man. Now, I'm going to put you on blast right now because I think it's funny as hell that you didn't want to call in.
Just wait till Alex Ovechkin's a New York Ranger before his career's over.
Well, hey, there's a lot of Russian up there for him, too. But I'm about to put you on blast, man, because you didn't want to call in because you're drunk because you went out and you celebrated tonight for a new job that you just got. So, number one, congratulations from the entire VJ Sports Talk and Entertainment team on your new job. Tell us what you're going to be doing. What's your new job? And please do not tell me you are stripping in Hartford.
I am not stripping in Hartford as disappointed as you might be, VJ. No,
it ain't me disappointed. It's all your honey dips that's going to be upset about it.
Yeah, I understand, but no, I got a job at a bank as a teller. They're giving me great hours and pay me some good money, so that's what I'm doing right now.
Absolutely, man. I love it, dude. I love it. Congratulations.
Get me through school. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I love it, man. Congratulations. That's a good job for a kid like you, man. Nice suburban raised white kid, man. You went to school, graduated with honors, went to college. That's a nice job for a guy like you. You'll make good money. You'll be in a real structured federal corporate type environment. Don't screw that job up, man. Take care of that job and you'll advance, bro. Trust me. You have the type of talent. I can see you being one of the loan officers in the bank. You won't be a teller long. You'll be the people standing at the front of the door when people walk in, asking them where they need to go and say, fine, come sit over here. You're looking at mortgage rate loans or you're looking at car loan? Yes. Come here. Sit right here. We'll get our sales manager, our loan officer, Ryan, for you in 1 sec. I can see you being that guy, man. That's when you start making some pretty good commission bank federal money, man. So congratulations to you. All right, buddy, let's get into it. Free agency. No problem, bro. Free agency. We know about Durant. Give me some Durant stuff. What other teams you like? You're a big Spurs fan. I told you that OKC was beating your Spurs in 6. I called that nose on. So the Spurs might be out there. They pick up the option for Tim Duncan next year for $6 million. Give me some teams. Give me some names, Ryan. Go, buddy.
First of all, did I not text you the night the Spurs got knocked out and say you were right, VJ? Did I not own up?
Yes, you did, right, Brad. My bad, man. I should have just I shouldn't even said shit. I should have just let that one ride, huh?
You know they were overmatched. They OKC outplayed them really the whole series. As far. What was the question again, though? Did you say about Durant or what did you say about the Spurs?
Anything free agency, man. What are you looking at? Names you like, teams that you want to see, players you want to see go certain places. Timothy Mozgov just agreed to the Lakers. Noah's going to agree to the Knicks. Bradley Beal signed an extension, 133 for the Wizards.
I just saw the Noah deal right before I called you here, and the Knicks are making some serious moves here. I don't think Derrick Rose is what he was before his ACL. Both of his ACL tears. I think the guy can still play. I think the Knicks are going to be a lot better. I think they're going to be a playoff team. I don't think they're a championship contender. But how about I listened to you before about Evan Turner. How about Evan Turner? Is he going to go to the Knicks? What do you think?
I like that pick. I like that fit for him. They need There's a 2-guard spot open right now in New York. I'll tell you that shit. There's a 2-guard spot open right now.
Phil Jackson's no dummy out in New York. That guy knows what it takes to win, and I see him bringing in Evan Turner within the next few days. It's July. It's on the East Coast. On the East Coast here, almost 1:30 in the morning. It's free agency right now. Free agency just started over an hour ago. So within the next couple of days, I think Evan Turner becomes a New York Knick.
And I'll tell you this too, man. I just want to speak on Phil. Uncle Philip right now, real quick, man. We call him King Phil or Uncle Philip on my show. We don't even call him Phil Jackson no more. That's Uncle Philip or that's King Phil.
I like it.
I've been telling Knick fans, and I'm being real, dude. I've been telling Knick fans for the last 2 years, sit your ass down, be quiet, and just wait. Let Uncle Phil do his Zen shit. It's what he does. It's what he does, guys. He has won everywhere he's been. Nothing he's ever tried did not work out. Nothing. When he made the move to re-sign Lamar Odom, a lot of people say, I don't know if you should re-sign Lamar Odom. Kobe's unhappy. No, we're going to get other pieces. Lamar's a big part. What ended up happening? The next week, they grabbed they grabbed Paul Gasol in that deal. He knows what he's doing when, they're stupid to let Caron Butler go. Really? Somebody tell me what NBA team Caron Butler plays on right now. But he was dumb to let Caron Butler go? The guy knows what he's doing. And in New York, he got rid of a lot of bad contracts. Cleared up some space. You bring in Derrick Rose, I don't think people realize Derrick Rose played good this year. He played 67 games. It takes a while to come back from these knee injuries. And when you have them on top of each other, it's just pushing the meter back of when you're going to be back. He doesn't have to be Derrick Rose, the MVP Derrick Rose anymore.
Derrick Rose is far from done. These athletes now, these professional athletes come back stronger than ever from ACL injuries. I don't think he's a top 5 NBA player right now, or is going to be, but he's going to produce for the Knicks. He's got Carmelo who's going to score 25 to 30 every night. He's got I think Porzingis is just going to grow. And I think if they bring in Evan Turner, I think that's going to be a big help. And Phil Jackson is just he's gonna turn the Knicks organization around. I've said that from day one.
Yeah, I've always said it too. I've told Knicks fans I thought if he wasn't going to turn around, he was going to sneak out in the middle and out the back door and come back to LA. But you could tell, and he still might. He might just be setting them up.
He still might.
Yeah, he still might. Uncle Phil still might. He might just be setting them up to say, okay, listen, I fixed you. Now I'm going back to LA because I want to be with my boo-boo and Jeannie Buss. That's my new sports white girl crush. Like, that's my girl right there. Like, I see Jeannie is out here, like, on the scene. Like, I love that Jeannie is that owner who's out and about. She does radio. She'll do TV out here. She's visible at Laker games. Like, Jeannie is the bomb, dog. But Phil might be missing his little thing, man. He might, that long-distance relationship. She's not moving to New York. That's for damn sure. She's going to live in L.A. for the rest of her life. She's not moving anywhere. Yeah, she's not moving anywhere. So, he still might leave in a year or two. But what he's doing and what he's done, this Noah deal's done. This Noah deal, he's agreed. Noah's going to be a Knick. I told Knick fans 2 days ago when I first got a call from my boy in New York. And I said, yo, Knick fans, I told you guys to relax. You guys are going to get Noah, man. And everybody's like, oh, they're going to move Carmelo. I even thought they should have traded Carmelo. But guess what? I'm not King Philip. King Philip did not trade Melo. He said, just trust me. I'm going to get you guys. And people keep saying, nobody wants to go play with Phil. Well, fine. Nobody wants to sign as a free agent. I'll go trade for guys. And we'll win a little bit, and then guys will want to come. Yeah.
Well, hey, BJ, I went to Game 3, Rangers Penguins at the Garden in April. And I was in line after the first intermission. I was in the line for the bathroom. And people behind me were crying about Phil Jackson and saying the Knicks suck and Carmelo sucks and he's overrated and they pay him too much. And I said, you had a bad season. Wait for the off season. I think Phil Jackson's going to make some moves, and look what they're doing. I don't think they're going to contend for a championship this year, but they should absolutely make the playoffs now with all the additions they had and possible additions they have coming up within the next few days.
The only team that are winning the championship.
People didn't want to listen to me.
Well, they need to listen to you, Rob Brad, because you're a sharp kid, man, and that's why I love talking sports. And I know you're busy mostly in the morning when I'm on air, man, but I really do miss talking sports with you and have you on the show. How'd you like the clip? How'd you like the clip that I sent you today?
Wait, say that again.
How did you like the clip that I sent you today?
Oh, that was awesome. It brought me back to 4 or 5 years ago when I was still in high school, and you had me on your show over in Farmington, and that was the first taste I ever got, talking on air.
Well, I was glad to do it, man, and I greatly appreciate it. Listen, I'm gonna throw some names out. You talk to me, man. Horford. Horford could go to about 6 or 17. Like, Horford could go to about 6 or 7. And you know what? Hold on really quick. I'm going to, go ahead. I'll take this call in a minute. This is my other guy, my other Laker man. Matter of fact, let me answer. Let me try to combine these two. Let me see if I can get both you guys. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to try to get.
We're doing some Laker.
I'm going to try to get both you guys on. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Mike Mays, is that you?
Yep.
Hell yeah, talking about that 7-foot Cleveland Cavalier, Timo Laker. My God.
Hey, listen, I got you on the call right now with my good friend Ryan Howe, Rye Bread. We used to do a lot of sports talk television when I had my own show back east. So I got all three of us in right now. But give me 1 second, Ryan. Let me talk to this guy really quick, and I'll let you jump in on the Mozgov talk. I'm with you, Mike Mays. I love the move, and this is why. If you haven't been listening, but I said that Mozgov is a guy you have to bring in, number one, for different reasons. And this is going to buck some of the stuff you've been saying. I've been telling you guys for 3 years since I've known you, just trust Mitch Kupchak. He knows what he's doing. Just trust Mitch Kupchak. He knows what he's doing. He's making these draft picks. This $64 million to Mozgov, you know why this is such a great deal? It means that they're holding that 4 or 5 year max contract that they have room for somebody else, and it's not Hassan Whiteside. So Laker fans can forget about Hassan Whiteside, but maybe they talked to the kid or they did their due diligence and homework, and maybe they just don't like what they see. He's got some character issues. He's got a outstanding ability. He's young. We know this, but he could be Boobie Cousins. And if I tell you don't want Boobie Cousins as a Laker, why would I tell you want Hassan Whiteside as a Laker? That's number one. Number two, they have Randall, top 3 pick. They have Russell, top 3 pick. They have Ingram, top 3 pick. I don't know if you can afford to bring in an ego superstar right now who's going to be playing with 3, 2, and first-year guys that were all top picks and probably have a little ego going themselves. Mozgov doesn't have an ego. You don't have to tell Mozgov to hustle. You don't have to tell Mozgov to rebound. You don't have to tell Mozgov to not turn over the ball and take care of the ball. And you don't have to tell Mozgov to play defense. He will do all 4 of them things just by showing up every game. I think it was a great signing for the Lakers.
Well, I agree with you. I think it is also. And if you argue, and I agree with not going for Whiteside, because if we are going to go, the Lakers going to go for someone that has character issues, go for the very best center in the NBA, Boogie Cousins. Don't go for an unknown commodity who's going to demand close to max cap in Whiteside. So I agree with you 100%. I will not give Mitch Kupchak a full vote of confidence or even a half vote of confidence.
That's fine. That's fine. Just let it play out. You will, but just let it play out. You can have that right now, but let it play out, buddy. But go ahead.
But for $16 million a year, 464, with next year's $90 million salary cap, if this guy stays healthy, then we have a 7'1" guy that, well, let's remember, he only averaged 6 points a game and 4 rebounds in 17 minutes. But he did play 76 games in the regular season. But, of course, he wasn't, and he had a lot of help with Tristan Thompson, Kevin Love, and one LBJ. So he's going to be able to be a lot bigger of a presence with who the Lakers are surrounding him with. So I completely support that. Let's hope he doesn't turn out to be a white Roy Hibbert. I don't think so, but you never know what will happen. There's nothing to indicate that, because Hibbert was kind of a head case, but I was still high on Hibbert, as you know. Now we get to see what else Mitch is going to do to bring someone some more maturity to the club, insofar as a power forward, maybe I don't know. What do you think, VJ, insofar as a complimentary player? Because there is some money. I certainly wouldn't leave it on the table for next year at this point, but I wouldn't throw it away for another mid. Well, I wouldn't throw it away, but I certainly would. I am glad they made the move to show, the Lakers made the move to show that they are taking someone that's going to clog the paint, because that's the way the NBA is going. As well, it's going in 2 directions. The Warriors run and gun, but they got worn down. So you rather have 73 wins in the regular season and no ring, or would you rather be able to be strong and durable all the way through to the end. They're not. It's not impossible to do both, but I think I'm going to be able to get to see a little more of what I like, and that is the full 5-piece game, not just run and gun. What up, BJ?
A few things on that. I'll get to that in a second. I want to let my man Rye Bread in on that. Rye Bread, Mozgov to the Lakers. What do you think about that? What do you think about what Mike Mays just said?
Definitely a good signing by the Lakers. I think the Lakers are going to make a couple good moves this offseason. I thought they should have maybe pushed harder for Kevin Durant, though. You know, why would Kevin Durant go to the Lakers right now with all the money that's on the table in OKC? Or he's meeting with Golden State tomorrow, but I don't even think he's going to sign with Golden State at this point. Mozgov's a good player. He like your friend was saying, he was kind of in Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love's shadow. But overall, I think that's a good signing for the Lakers.
And now to answer Mike Mays.
How much money are they going to give him for this thing though? I didn't catch that amount.
64.
54. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I think that's a good signing by the Lakers. I do.
Yeah. Just real quick, Kevin Durant. Speaking of which, his schedule. He's meeting with the Thunder now. Tomorrow he'll meet with the Warriors and Clippers. Saturday he'll meet with the Spurs and Celtics. Sunday he'll meet with the Heat, and then the Thunder actually got him to agree to a last shot at him once again. But to answer my man Mike Mays about Golden State, I think it's easy to say, do you want 73 wins and no championship, or do you want to be long and strong and win the championship? I think the better question is, do you want to win 73 games and then have your unanimous MVP healthy for the whole playoffs and not lose your best utility player in a pivotal game 5 in the finals and lose your 7-foot center who really protects the rim and had like 10 blocks in the series leading up to that? In the first 4 games, he had 10 blocks. So I think that's a better question. I think it's easy to pick at the Warriors now and go, they won 73, but didn't win. Yeah, they didn't win. Their unanimous 2-time MVP was hurt all playoffs. He missed playoff games, which means he was hurt. And then their best utility player gets suspended, and then their big man center misses the last 3 games, which they all lost because they could not stop anybody going to the rim because they had no rim protection. So that would be my response to that. That would be my response to that as far as Golden State is concerned. If you want to talk about the power, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ryan.
Are you saying Curry was unhealthy in the finals?
Yeah, he was unhealthy in the finals because
he looked pretty good games 1 through 4.
Nah, he didn't look good. He didn't look good. People get used to just watching him, and they're not really watching him. He didn't have his explosion. He wasn't running through the picks as hard. It's got nothing to be. Guys beat him up. Guys pulled him. And he got held a lot in the finals, guys. Like, don't act like Cleveland's defense just locked him down. They grabbed and held him to the point that where Kerr, who never complains about officiating, had to just sit there and just take the $25,000 foul. So, I don't know. This is the end. How does the MVP, and he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth because in the NBA, the best players in the MVP always gets the calls. But how is it that Steph was able to be held like that all through the finals and there's no holding fouls? His jersey, he stayed tucking his jersey in, guys. That's a sign of somebody's pulling on your jersey. If you have to keep tucking it back in, that means somebody keeps pulling on it. So
that's NBA playoffs, baby. You got to man up.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
No. You guys are both missing it. I'm not saying he didn't man up. He didn't complain. He didn't bitch and cry. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it was allowed to happen. It was allowed to happen to him.
His woman was crying for him. That's even worse.
His woman was crying like Giselle. His woman was crying like Giselle when Wes Welker dropped that pass in Super Bowl 46. Come on, DJ.
I expect. You know what, Ryan? You're such a New York Giant fan. I expect you to say some shit like that. Don't you dare run your mouth about Brady the Great, Thomas the Legend, man. That is Brady the Great.
But it's the truth what he said. Even if it's because he's got motivation, the guy did recall the truth. So all I can say is keeping it 100. You know what I mean?
Shut your ass up, Mike. Oh my God, Mike Mays, give me. To answer your power forward question, the only name I see out there that I think would be worth really going after, giving him the money, but I'm not sure if that guy would want to come here for a rebuilding process, and that's Al Horford.
Well, Al Horford's a max cap player, and I don't think I want to pay him max cap, to tell you the truth.
Nah, me neither.
No,
me neither. What about you, Ryan? Are you paying Horford $130 million?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think that was a prudent purchase, a prudent, a prudent investment, acquisition, whatever you want to call it. We don't use politically correct terms here. Whatever you want to call it with Mozgov, we got a decent player. Now it's a mature player, someone who's good in the locker room. I don't think he's going to be a Derek Fisher leader, but he's going to be a leader that let me see. He got a ring on his finger, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Well,
yeah.
And Luke, how many rings does Luke have? 2 as a player, 1 as a coach.
Yeah.
We're starting to have a winning character in the locker room. That is part of the Mays paradigm of success, right? Good character, good coaching. We can't do anything about Jim Buss, the ownership part, but hopefully there'll be enough character in the locker room to attract, perhaps, dare I say, a Dwayne Wade. Dare I say somebody who might take a little bit of a haircut. I don't know if Dwayne Wade is still somebody who can take you to the promised land. Well, he ain't getting it from the Lakers. That's for damn sure.
Absolutely.
Maybe, and he's not getting it from Cleveland because Kyrie's the man there. I don't know. I don't know.
He's got to realize. At one time he was worth $20 million. I don't think. He's still a good player. That guy can ball, but I don't think he's worth $20 million.
Maybe he just stays put where he is and hopes that someone comes over to Miami and Riley can pull some type of magic that he does.
Just take a pay cut. Just take a pay cut and go play with LeBron and win another.
Exactly. I think, guys, an uncovered story of these free agents, this free agency period right now, is Dwayne Wade is going to slide out the back door of Miami. I don't think Riley is going to get. I don't think Riley's getting Durant. Durant's the big fish. I think Whiteside's out the door. There's your young center, your blocking machine, your defender.
Bosh is sick.
Yep, you don't know what Bosh is. You don't know what's going to exactly. You don't know what you're going to get out of Bosh. I think the uncovered story right now in free agency. We're doing all this other talking. Dwayne Wade in the middle of the night. Kind of like how Baltimore left and went to Cleveland. Kind of like how George Washington, how the history books tell you George Washington on Christmas night went across the Delaware River to surprise the British in the middle of the night.
Pre-time, brother.
Exactly. I think he slides out like that. I do not think. I think his days in Miami are done. And I'll just go out on a limb. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I think he slides out in the middle of the night. And he's the 2 guard in Cleveland open tonight. LeBron's not joking about wanting to play with his friends, guys. And he's going to get it one way or another.
Why would LeBron opt out if he doesn't want Dwayne Wade to come? He wants some money. He wants more money.
Yeah, not only that, I think it's a front office ploy, too. I think LeBron opts out. It makes the front office do their damn job.
Hell yeah. But I don't think he's going anywhere.
No, he's not going anywhere.
Not this year. That team is loaded. Not loaded like OKC is. That's for damn sure. And you know what? New York is loaded also. And I think Jackson is starting to earn his front office stripes right in front of our eyes. I like D-Rose. He stays healthy. You got yourself a nice little triad because he's taking the ball out of Carmelo's hands enough where Melo's going to have to be just a little more selective about his shot.
Absolutely. Good call, Mike. Yes, he will be.
His stock is going up. Porzingis is only getting better. He just scraped the surface. That was a great selection. That completely blindsided
and Knicks fans,
all
and
the
Knicks fans,
NBA.
and Knicks fans hated that selection. A lot of Knicks fans didn't like drafting Porzingis. How do they like it now?
Yeah, and how about Sabonis?
I agree.
Where's Sabonis? Is Sabonis on the Knicks? Or where's he? Or, no, he's on OKC.
Yes, no, Sabonis. Yeah, Sabonis got traded to OKC.
I'm telling you, OKC with Donovan, you got the triad there, good ownership, and the coaching. Well, he out-coached Kerr, and Kerr is nobody's fool. And then the players, hey, they choked big time. I don't know what was going on with OKC to go up 3-1 and to lose it, but credit to the Warriors, but I'm going to have to give it a 70% choke and a 30% credit to the Warriors. I don't know what they were tripping on.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But how about Klay Thompson's fourth quarter in game 6?
I was about to say that. Donovan outcoached Kerr. Klay Thompson saved Klay Thompson saved Golden State by himself.
Klay Thompson wasn't going home. Klay Thompson wasn't going home that night at OKC.
Yeah.
Well, props to Klay Thompson.
You talk about Phil Jackson. Ryan and I were just talking about Phil before you got on the call. I've been telling Knicks fans for the last 2 years, sit down, shut the hell up, eat your slice of pizza, and just be patient and watch King Philip go do Zen Master shit like he always does. The man, there's nothing he's ever tried for the long haul that did not work. When he knew he needed to get rid of a guy, he got rid of a guy. When he knew that he needed to bring a guy in, he brought a guy. He talked to the front office. Kupchak was making the deals. We know that. But don't think for 1 second that Phil wasn't sitting up in the office with him saying yay or nay. Kupchak is just not going to. It's Phil Jackson. You're not just going to tell Phil, yeah, we're just going to kind of do it this way and you coach what we get you. No. King Philip tells you, listen, this is what I want to run. This is what we're trying to do. I need this guy. You need to sign this guy. Trust me. Just let me do my job. And in New York, he's got rid of everybody keeps saying, what has he done? Well, all he did was draft Porzingis. No, idiot. He got rid of all those bad contracts that you guys had for so long. He got rid of all those contracts.
He definitely dumped the waste. And let's see if Jeff Hornacek will be the Spoelstra to Riley,
in Miami.
He'll in Miami, I'm not real high on Hornacek. He didn't really impress me tremendously at Phoenix, but I have respect for the guy. I have respect.
I don't think he had all the tools in.
Yeah, I was about to say Phoenix wasn't his fault, man. Phoenix is a wreck.
Well, then, he's a variable. He's a variable.
True.
One of the worst teams in the league.
No, true though. He's a variable. You're right about that.
Dave Yeager, or he's not a Dave Yeager, who I think Memphis made the most stupid release. Dave Yeager in Memphis, 28 different starting lineups to win 57 games. The guy cried after the Memphis loss to thank his players for he got 150% out of those players, and that stupid ownership let him go. And to the credit of the Sacramento Kings and Vlade Divac, the GM, who I give very little credit to because he doesn't earn very much, took him 1 day to pick up Dave Yeager. So I'm expecting some things out of maybe Boogie Cousins is just going to explode, and Rajon Rondo, they're just going to man up. Maybe they're going to get 46 wins, 47 wins this year. You never know what type of it's psychology and getting along. Maybe he's got the right rocks in his head to fill up the holes in those guys' heads. You never know what it takes.
No, you're right, and that's why I love free agency because we know Durant's the big name. We know there's the big names out here, but a guy like Noah, who really never got any of the respect that I thought he should have deserved, and the respect he got just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for the stuff he did and the way that he was the heart and soul, even in Derrick Rose's MVP year, Without Noah, Derrick Rose doesn't get a chance to win the MVP. And a pickup like that from Phil and that deal's done. He's agreed to the deal with the Knicks. The Knicks are going to get Noah for $18 million a year. And you bring in, and Noah, like he fits New York. Blue collar, work hard, not gonna complain. Lot of energy, lot of animation in him. He gets pumped.
Knicks fans are gonna love the guy.
They're gonna love him.
He's a blue collar worker, and as soon as Rose's star was so bright, it was hard to focus on Noah. But it was so long ago, people don't remember except for you guys and insiders like us, just how great Noah is. And let's not forget, his dad. He's a legacy. His dad was one of the most incredible tennis players. So you have genetics there. Us white guys have some genetics too. We breed also.
And swimmers and hold up, y'all got golf. Now I don't know. Do I give white guys hockey? Because white guys is really ruled by the Europeans. So I guess I still give that to the white guy, right?
You know what? You can throw it any way you want. Yannick Noah was one of the greatest tennis players that during that era with Ely Nastase and Jimmy McEnroe. It's just that there was no ESPN there, so you got to be an OG to know just how bad he was. Or hung out at the Playboy Mansion. That guy was balling. I got to tell you that he was balling. So,
I bet, man. I bet. Listen, I got to let you guys go, man. I'm going to wrap this show. I didn't want to go too long tonight, just about an hour.
What you doing? This is the Christmas of NBA, and you shutting this shit down?
Yeah, I got to, man. I got to. I double dipped today, man. I did my show this morning, then I did this show, and I got some other. I'm busy. I'm making moves, man. I'm busy, dog.
I heard you.
2 a.m. on the East Coast, BJ. I'm not ready to go to bed yet.
Well,
I'm all boinked up with it's like TikTok free agency. This is one of the best days of the year because with NBA, one player is more instrumental in the NBA than in baseball. That's for damn sure. Football, you can get an impact player, but you still got 22 guys on both sides of the line. You get an impact player, a LeBron, a Durant, a DeMarcus, or might I even say a Mozgov and another guy, and all of a sudden you got 2/5 of your way into making it into the top four. But it's the VJ show, so why don't you go on and let everybody know what the 411 is, Mr. Wright?
Hey, listen, that's what I do, man. I'm always letting people know what the 411 is, man. But listen, I love you guys. I really do, man. And I appreciate you guys joining in, man. And I'm doing this again tomorrow, so we'll be right back on tomorrow. And I'll if you guys are free, I'll get you both back on again. And we'll see if any more moves have been made, man. But I appreciate the love, guys. I appreciate the respect, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us, BJ.
No doubt, man. Go get some sleep.
Nice meeting you on the East Coast and talking with you, VJ. I love you. It was great having that charity event. Words can't explain just what it was a great time. What a great time we all had. And anybody could check that out, the video stream of VJ almost having to knock that pitcher over for doing that thing with the ball, throwing a little too close to his head. But VJ was halfway out to the mound there, so that's sports media. You catch VJ in all his fired up glory, and he was not playing. But until then, hey, I'm always there, VJ, and it's always a pleasure to be part of you keeping it real and being part of your show. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, man. God bless both you guys. Y'all have a good night, man. I appreciate it, fellas.
All right, BJ. Thanks.
Peace. My man Mike Mays, my man Rye Bread. Yeah, I told you I wasn't going long tonight, man. But you know that makes me feel good. It makes me feel good that people are like, nah, man, what are you doing? I'm getting listen. I got other stuff to do. I'm preparing for NABJ. I got to work on my highlight reel here, making some things, get some advice from my man Mike here earlier today. I want to do a little bit of that before I settle in and start my day over again. But we will be back tomorrow. I normally do a Friday show. I'm going to do one in the afternoon. It'll probably be about maybe 4:30 West Coast time, 7:30 East Coast time, and I'll catch you guys then, man. But a lot of good free agent stuff. Noah's going to be in Knickerbocker. Durant's nowhere yet. We get an offer on the table for Chandler Parsons from Toronto. From the Trailblazers from Portland. Whiteside, we don't know where he is yet. Also, Timothy Mozgov. Lakers are, making move. I think it was a great deal. I really, really do. I think it's a really good deal for them. They didn't overspend for a guy, and they got a guy that they're gonna need. You're gonna need a Timothy Mozgov in the playoffs or in tight games in the season when you need a block or you need a rebound or you need a defensive stop and you need a big guy to do his job. He's a guy you don't have to kind of kiss ass and pander for him to do it. He's just going to show up, and he's got a championship ring. He's been around LeBron. He's been around winners. He draws respect. He's probably a guy. Luke Walton's already there, so I'm sure Luke Walton was in for the deal. Luke Walton liked it. I mean, when you look at that, it doesn't kind of remind you of him, having Bogut up in Golden State. And I know they don't have Golden State pieces, but the formula, guys, it's all about the formula. I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. This was fun tonight, man. Sorry I can't stay on longer, but I love you guys. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. VJs on Sports Like Conduct, Free Agent Frenzy, live on Spreaker.com, man. I got work to do, man. God bless. Do with it what you will, guys. I'm going to leave y'all with the old NBA on NBC music. I'll see y'all tomorrow.